Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Binary Life, and today is another video for my journey into my certified Kubernetes application developer. Today we'll be practicing rolling updates and rollbacks in Kubernetes. So let's start the lab and practice. So I'm using Kodekloud to practice for my certification. Alright, so let's allow the lab to load. Good, here we are. So let's go through the questions and answers and try to practice to get the answers. We have deployed a simple web application. Inspect the ports and services. We can do kubectl here. Inspect the port like this. Not that in order to get the port, we just say get. This is how we get the services. Well, I can just inspect everything, every Kubernetes object here. So we have 4 ports, we have 2 services, we have 1 deployment and 1 replica set. Alright, waiting for the application to fully deploy and view the application using the web portal. So here is the application here, web portal here. I'll have to reduce the window. Okay, so let's click on here, web portal, to get the application. So this is the application version 1. Okay. Now, what is the current color of the application? We can see from here it's actually blue. So let's take blue. Run the script called test to send request to test the web application. So we have a file given to us. Let's just say ls, the code test with the green color. So let's just see what's inside. It's a for loop that's going to send about 34 or 35 times a curl request here to the web application here. And if the curl is successful, it's going to print something like echo okay, and if not, it's going to print fail. So let's just run the script. So color blue okay, color blue okay, that's it. Okay, let's go to the next question. Inspect the port and identify the number of ports deployed. Inspect the deployment and identify the number of ports. We have already seen here that there are 4 ports here actually, and the name of the deployment is front end. Let's just inspect again. Kubectl here, get deployment. What is the name of the deployment? We can see that it has 4 ports that are ready. So let's take 4 here. What container image is used to deploy the application? We can inspect one of the ports, or we can actually inspect the deployment to get the name of the image. Let's inspect the deployment front end, and we can see that what is the image? Here is the image here. Kodekloud web color version 1. Let's pick it here. Right, next question. Inspect the deployment and identify the current strategy. So we are still here, and we can see that the strategy is rolling update here. Let's pick it. Now, if you were to upgrade the application, what will happen? All ports are taken down before upgrading. Ports are upgraded few at a time. So actually the port strategies can work, but generally ports are taken in progressively one after the other. So it's the second up solution. Now let us try that. Upgrade the application by setting the image on the deployment to web color 2. So I'm going to get the deployment in YAML format and redirect in a file. I'm redirecting in a file so that I can modify the image. It's actually get. Let's get the deployment and let's open the deploy file and let's change the image to version 2. Where is the image definition? Here it is. I'm going to set we are in Vim. In order to set the line number, we can do set nu. So the image is in line 32. Let's put the version 2. Right, I'm going to delete the deployment. Deployment is called front end. When that is done, I'm going to relaunch this deployment too. So I'm going to delete and deploy at the same time. Let's apply the change. So I've put 2 commands at a time. So let's check. Right, it seems to be working. Let's go to the next question. Run the script code test again. So let's run again the code test. Notice the request hit both the old and new versions. However, none of them fail. I think it said it hits both the old and new versions. Here we have just application version 2, which means by the time we're doing the code test, all the version 1 were taken down and the version 2 came up, which is color green. Let's just refresh this application to see. So if we had done this code test while some of the blue were taken down and the green were coming up, we will see that traffic will be distributed on both. But now it did this test when all the ports were already the green. So we have just green ports answering to the code test. So that's okay, that's still fine. So how many, he said up to how many ports can be down for upgrade at a time? I think that has to do with the strategy. Let's inspect the deployment again. Here, describe the deployment like this. Right, you see the rolling update strategy, 25%. We have 4 ports here, which means 25% is 1, which means at any given time when we want to update this deployment, 1 will be taken down at a time and progressively replaced during the update. So how many ports can be down for upgrade at a time? That's 1 actually. So change the deployment strategy to recreate. Delete and recreate the deployment if necessary. So let's remodify the deploy file. And the deployment strategy, where do we see that? Let me just set again the numbers. The deployment strategy, I can just search for strategy in the file. Yeah, that's the deployment strategy on line 20. So it's able to change the type to recreate. Right, when we say recreate, we're always going to take down the old ones and recreate new ones. So there is no rolling updates when the type is recreate, so we have to delete this line. But I'm going to leave it so that you can notice it yourself. So if I try to delete again the deployment and reapply the file, what do we get? We can see that the deployment is invalid. This rolling update is forbidden. It's forbidden when you pick the type when the strategy is recreate. So let's go back to the file and we put it to recreate. So we're going to remove rolling updates. I'm going to delete this and let's try one more time to run again this. I think at this point it has already been deleted. It's the apply part that failed. So I'm going to call just the apply part. Right. Let's make sure it's running. Get deployment. I think we're back up 8 seconds ago. So let's check. It works properly. Next question. Now upgrade the application by setting the color, by setting the image to 3. So right now it's color green and we have a version 2 of the application. Let's modify the deployment again and change the image to web color version 3. Now let's delete and deploy the application again here. Let's check. That's fine. Let's go to the next. And it says we should run the CKAD test again. You can see that it looks like the application is red now. So let's update this. Since we have changed the image, the application should change the background to red. I think everything is okay. And we've finished the lab. Thanks for viewing and see you in another video for another practice session for another part of Kubernetes. You're going to have all my practice sessions till I get the Kubernetes certification. And thanks for viewing. See you for the next video.